Hello bread toasters and composters, my name is Joseph Moore and you are watching The Gelatin Show. Today I'm talking about the environment, more specifically stuff going on in our school that affects the environment. In case you didn't know, I'm a member of the Green Team at our school. The Green Team has helped cut down trash many ways around the school. These include getting rid of styrofoam trays and replacing them with reusable ones, and we are recycling bottles and cans now. We have been for a while. But this year we are starting to compost, and this should cut down on waste even more than it's already been cut down. That's right, during lunch we'll be collecting various scraps of food in these buckets that are kind of orangey in color, and we'll be dumping them out back into these bins. I have a reporter out in the field right now. Let's cut to him. Okay, thank you, Joe. What I have here is a bunch of compost bins. They're open air, so that means you just dump it in the top and let nature do the work. Basically, there's a little stuff right here. You're putting in some biodegradable plastics. It looks like some leaves and some bits of food. All of these will eventually degrade into dirt, and as more and more gets in here, as hopefully we're going to be filling it with a couple buckets daily, you transfer it to the next one, and then it biodegrades some more, and then the next one, and the next one. By the time you get to here, it should be very much like dirt, and I guess people can just come here whenever they feel like it, whenever they need dirt. Gardeners, people work more in the planting profession and get some dirt themselves. If you want to know more about the science behind composting, you guys are in for a treat. At the heart of composting is aerobic respiration. Now, aerobic respiration is essentially a slow form of an explosion in which organic matter reacts with oxygen in the air to just break down. It releases a bunch of energy, so compost piles have the potential to get very hot. You'll find numerous amounts of creatures inside compost piles: worms, beetles, fungi, but the most important organism inside the compost pile are aerobic bacteria. For every gram of compost, there are millions of bacteria at work breaking down the organic matter. The bacteria that work at the lowest temperatures, which is around 55 to 70 degrees for the compost pile, are called this word. These don't give off as much heat and don't do as much digestion as the other bacteria, but they have a very important part to play in that they create just enough heat to heat up the pile so another set of bacteria take over. This next set of bacteria is called mesophilic bacteria. Mesophilic bacteria are what work mostly around the bacteria in the fall and spring, when the compost pile doesn't get tremendously hot, around 80 to 110 degrees. But these mesophilics aren't the last bacteria to do the composting. On the hottest days of the year, compost piles can get upwards of 150 degrees. Near these hot temperatures, like 110 to 150, thermophilic bacteria take over. If the conditions reach the point where thermophilic bacteria can live, they actually multiply so fast that they start dying off within a few days. At this point, the pile cools back off and the mesophilic bacteria take over, and the whole cycle will start again between the mesophilic and the thermophilic. At these very high temperatures, the compost gets an added bonus aside from being decomposed quicker. Various bad things that you don't want to be in your compost, such as seeds of weeds or potentially deadly viruses, bacteria, they're all killed off, and you're left with clean-ish soil that you could use in your garden and not worry about weeds growing. Yay! An important thing to keep in mind in any compost pile is the carbon to nitrogen ratio. The ideal carbon to nitrogen ratio is about 25 carbon to 1 nitrogen. And this is kind of hard to keep in mind, but it's okay if you alternate green and brown layers. That'll keep a pretty much ideal ratio for you. If you get too far off the ratio, then you won't produce heat as effectively as before if your carbon's too high. Or alternately, if your nitrogen level is too high, then you might even start to smell ammonia gas coming off of the compost pile. Okay, so if you're interested in making your own compost pile, I'll leave you with these 3 tips. 1. Keep it moist, around the consistency of a damp sponge. 2. Keep it warm. This way the bacteria will be able to work on it the fastest. And 3, keep it aerated. If the bacteria in there have oxygen, they can effectively do their job. Thank you for watching. Bye.